All right. You can see Skype log. That has nothing important on it.
I know. Don't you love how screen regions work? So good.
I mean, why did you choose that instead of anything else that could have worked? Okay, we're gonna stop cutting off Rifkin's head here. And then I guess put this on top for now of all the stuff that's going on here, and that should be good enough for this little session.
Yeah, this isn't gonna
here.
last long. Like,
there we go. You can see both of them, so that works out fine enough.
What's up?
These guys are about to play a best of 3, and they are going to try and, you know, like basketball. They're gonna like rag on each other to try and mess each other up, I guess.
Well, before that, let's give a proper introduction here, because not everyone's gonna know this lovable mug of this goofball with us. And I'm not talking about Zombie Group. I'm talking about the other guy here, Jesse. This is Jesse from TING, guys.
What's up? Hello. Thanks for having me, guys. As always, you know, we've done a lot of fun stream stuff, from playing like 2s and 3s to our live show match last season, and I played BaseTradeTV viewers the first season. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I feel like since I play out of StarCraft and I'm part of the community, that it's just kind of a fun little neat thing we can do. And yeah, I'm really excited. You know, it's sweet that we hit the $5,000 prize or donation goal in order to be able to run this. And yeah, I think this season's went really well. Lots of great matches. It's nice to see like awesome upsets like Denver versus Hero. Like that blew my mind, seeing Hero up 2-0, and then I thought it was over, and then the comeback. Like, I love that. So,
well, how happy are you knowing that there's finally going to be a Protoss champion 4 seasons in? It's guaranteed at this point.
That's great, and it's also to see Neeb in the finals again for the 2nd season in a row. Yeah, so no, I'm really really happy. I feel like we've had so many good streams throughout this entire the season 4, and I feel like,
dude, the round of 8 blew up. That 10K viewership there was insane. I don't know if you know, the VOD for that has almost 20,000 views on it already.
Wow,
it's nuts.
That's great. Yeah. So I just feel like this tournament is just as exciting as the others, and I feel like that's kind of my gauge on, how well it's doing. Obviously, we want a lot of signups, but I really like to see a lot of hype around it, and I really like to see like storylines and people kind of excited to see, as the tournament progresses. So yeah, I think it's doing great, and I'm excited to see what happens in the finals today. I haven't been seeing as much of Neeb play lately because he's been just, well, I guess outside of a bit of home story cup, but he got knocked out a little bit earlier there. So I'm excited to see the finals. And DNS is up and coming, and I feel like he's been doing well lately. And I got the chance to hang out with him in Montreal actually, and he's a really nice guy. So
I had some drinks with him.
Yeah.
All right, so let's lay out what's going down really quick. Again, for those who don't know, who haven't been following, you're about to watch 2 schmucks play at StarCraft. This is entirely thanks to a reward goal you guys hit on Match Arena. It's a best of 3, myself versus Jesse. I'm not making excuses, but let's put some interesting context on this, right? The first time we played a best of 3 was for funsies. He had Zombie Group helping coach him even, and it was a victory for this guy here. We had a rematch, same deal. So this time, all the odds that could possibly stack up in Jesse's favor are going his way. A, the patch has made Protoss versus Terran better than ever. B, I have not played a Zombie Group can show you my profile when we get in, guys. I haven't played a single game. Like, I am so out of shape for this, but I'm still willing to take the challenge and give it my best shot, because I got to defend my title here of this weird, dumb, pointless show match challenge. But Jesse, I want to spice this up a bit before I get to the smack talk. Are you willing to make this a little more interesting?
Ooh, I think so. Yeah. Let's okay. What do you want to bet?
How's for every work? Well, not really a bet, because betting could get into like some gray area, right?
Yeah.
For every game I win, you have to gift 2 subscribers in our chat.
I can
do
that.
Game you win, I have to gift 2 subscribers to people in our chat. And we'll pick people based on who's cheering for hashtag Team Jesse or hashtag Team Rifkin, okay, guys? So
I love that.
Make sure you're cheering the right direction. Are you down for this?
Yeah, I'm down for it. I love that. There's also one other thing. There's also one other thing I was thinking of doing. It's really just because I always, see a lot of TING customers in, our chat and on stream. And, while in this tournament, we're always excited about getting new customers, I'm not really doing too much for the current customers. So I was thinking it might be nice, if you throughout, I guess, this tournament today. If you're interested in sending a tweet out at us, to just say, oh, I'm excited in seeing Rifkin win, or Jesse win, or I want Neeb to win, or just something about the Ting Open Finals. I'm actually going to pick 5 people at random out of 5 tweets if you're a customer, and I'll give you $20 in Ting credits. So if you're a customer and you're excited about the tournament and you want to win some, extra money off your bill, just send a tweet to @Ting for the win and kind of let us know why you're excited about the tournament or who you want to win, or
that's
if
Rifkin's a
vampire,
FTW, right?
Whatever. Yes, at FTW. And yeah, I'd like to hook you guys up because I feel like it's really nice to see a lot of Ting customers kind of.
Wait, back up. Did you just say Rifkin is a vampire? You're going down, Jesse. Fuck this. I'm not pulling any punches today. I can't believe you've done this.
I think we're right.
Right.
I've probably played like 30 games this season and I've lost most of them. So
Jesse, you want to know how ready I am?
Yeah.
You want to know just how ready I am?
Yeah.
Ask your second sister how ready I am.
How ready is Rifkin?
No.
Wait, I was confused.
You're still bad at this, dude. You have one
Wait, that was
sister,
a
right,
confusing
Jesse?
one. Like,
I know. I'm like, what?
Jesse has one sister. For everyone who doesn't know.
Yeah.
So Jesse, you're gonna have to ask your second sister.
My second sister.
How ready I am for this.
Okay.
And you're supposed to be like, I don't have a second.
I don't have a second sister. Yeah.
I'm like, don't worry, just wait 9 months.
that's a really hard one to set up appropriately. Like,
I know. I was like,
respond to it the same way a sane person would. Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
no, I just feel like
Knock, knock, and he's like, yes.
just
I haven't heard
what
the
second
sentence
sister?
before.
There's procedure to this.
I'm just I'm in the zone right now. I'm already visualizing my victory. So
Hit me with your best smack talk, Jesse. We got to get into this.
I have terrible smack talk, but I want to say that it's not going to go the same as the previous games, and you're going to see a lot less F2, okay? I'm just going to say that much, okay? I've been doing a lot of hotkey training. Brood War, I think, has helped a ton for that, just because I couldn't use F2. It helped so much just playing a lot of Remastered, so I feel like it's improved my game, and I'm ready to step up.
Well, this one's going to be a callback to one of the videos we play for you, Jesse, but I hope on top of less F2, we're going to see less replays used and maybe actually playing the game.
I still remember in that first stream when you said that I was like terrible at StarCraft, and I took that to heart. So I'm ready to kick your ass this time. Okay.
For those who don't know, by the way, Jesse and I are totally friendly. We play 2v2s and 3v3s randomly. This is just a totally for fun thing. But all right, so you and I should probably get off the call, so we're not cheating and hearing Zombie Grub cast us.
Well,
we're just gonna, guys, Scouts honor, like not listening to the stream, no cheating, all that stuff. We're gonna go get set up.
you guys should decide what the maps are.
Oh, it's Abyssal Reef, loser's pick. We already talked about that. So yeah, it'll be Abyssal Reef first, loser's pick. It's a best of 3, and then as soon as this is done, guys, as soon as this is wrapped up, we go into the best of 9 finals, Neeb versus DNS. So Jesse, any final words for the fans before you take off for this horrible display of StarCraftery?
No, thanks for watching, and yeah, I apologize for the next few matches you'll have to watch, but hopefully they go pretty well. Hopefully they're entertaining, and good luck to Neeb. Hopefully DNS puts up a good show, but obviously I want my boy to win. I want the winner. Ting sponsored Ting Open winner, so that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the rest of the stream today, and have a great rest of your weekend.
Okay, see you guys in a bit, I guess, as I hop off the call too.
All right. That's that. I don't know why they chose Abyssal Reef first. Actually, I have a suspicion that it's just to play the intro, but there are new maps to be played on. Oh well. It's their choice. They are both in the lobby. I'll ask if they're both ready. There are a lot of things to talk about playstyle-wise between these two. I'm gonna get into after this break. Or after they say go, rather. It's not a break. Thank you, Black Spade Kamui, for the 100 bits. Killing Blow. Now the bit boss. Thank you very much, Terrible Tractors. I should cast a completely different game. That would screw with them. Alright. Rifkin was a little bit silly. And it's been fixed, so now we're getting into the game. For realsy. For realsies. That was weird. I don't see a link when I do that. Okay. I didn't play the map intro. Damn. I forgot about that. The only one I have is Abyssal Reef, and I didn't even play that one. It's all good. We do have Rifkin not playing specifically Terran. I hope that Jesse realized this. We'll see when he chooses his build. In the bottom right, as the blue Protoss, he is Ting's Jesse. Online name Jext, whatever. The top left playing Zerg. It is the red. Nope, the red player. Ha! Nailed it. Rifkin. Recovery. Recovery's good. So, Rifkin, if he plays Terran, he plays mech and cheese. If he plays other races, he just plays simply cheese. So he's going to be going for a pool first. Well, a gas, then pool. No? He's going to go gas, hatch, pool? Alright. Not usually what we see, but that's interesting. So, Jesse does scout. If Rifkin played random and he noticed, but then maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Lol, what, Zerg? Okay, so Jesse definitely didn't notice that Rifkin was out just playing Terran. Good deal. But the good news is that Rifkin did not super cheese Jesse. In fact, it's kind of the opposite, going for gas, hatch, pool. He's going to have some pretty fast speed to back this up, but this is usually not the timing to go with as a Zerg player. It's a little bit awkward, as you can see. He's going to have a lot of gas, and the swan pool's not going to be anywhere near done. So that looks a little bit weird. But the probe, at least it's scouted. Jesse can now accommodate. He's probably been practicing against Terran, but if he saw the caster tournament, he would have known that Rifkin does have a habit of just playing random or other races to screw his opponent. And hopefully Jesse knows and remembers some of his PvZ builds. Of course, Terran's having a tough time against Protoss. That may be another reason that Rifkin played, again, either random or Zerg. Damn, it doesn't actually say. But now we go into a fast lair once the spawning pool is done. And still enough gas to add speed if he wants to, but this might just be for Roach Nidus. This is what he did when he was Zerg in the caster tournament. He's getting a lot of gas. Early lair can only mean a couple of things. I mean, early Spire could also be an option. Jesse's gonna have to just basically keep tabs on that, but because Rifkin's not making any lings, there's a high chance that this probe will scout whatever his plan is. Jesse doesn't actually have to leave. There's no lings on the way. But he does leave temporarily? Okay, no. Just checking all the bases, I guess. And even if the probe did leave, we have an Adept that can shit across the map. We have a Stargate that can build an Oracle. Stargate is probably the safest thing to do. It can help out versus Nidus Storm, and it can help out versus a Spire, whatever this 2-base layer could possibly go into. It could also go into maybe Swarm Host Nidus, something that we've seen, right? Versus Protoss lately. I don't know if Rifkin quite knows how to do that. I mean, to be clear, Rifkin doesn't know specific builds, but he has concepts of it, right? So he's gonna hide the Infestation Pit, which is actually pretty fucking cool. Still doesn't have any lings to stop further scouting, but the Queen did finally take out that probe, and the Adepts aren't actually going to scout. Now, the problem with where the Infestation Pit is, guys, is that the Oracle typically flies right past that, but it doesn't really matter if this is scouted or not. Jesse, even if he, you know, to be honest, even if he saw it, he might even react worse to it in a way, right? He starts thinking, getting too into his head, thinking like, oh, what do I possibly do against this? What do I remember is done against this? At least right now, he's just kind of bopping along to his own build, hopefully. Stargate into a Twilight Council or the Enclaves, too common of one, but this Oracle is going the wrong way to scout the Infestation Pit. Oh no, if it only got to the right side, it would have been fine. But the Adepts do get all over Rifkin's 2 bases and see nothing to tell him what's going on. Question marks should really be popping up. What could he possibly be hiding? There was a pretty popular period of PvZ a long time ago where Hidden Spire, a similar concept, was like rampant on the ladder. I don't know if Jesse was around during that time or if he'd even remember that was a thing. This Oracle's not going to get much more information. It's going to see the Nidus Storm, and it's going to see the Swarm Host, actually. If it just turned to the right a little bit. Just turn to the right, Jesse! No! Oh. Oh, no. Alright, so he's going to hear the Nidus Swarm. Oh, finally sees the Swarm Host. Okay, so he knows what's up now. Sees the Night Swarm, sees the Swarm Host, barely saves that Oracle. Does he know how to deal with this? The most effective way to deal with it we've seen so far has been from Neeb, actually. Ting's Jesse, Ting's Neeb. And yeah, shield batteries first. Good idea. They are a little bit late, however. He's going to have to pull the probes and risk losing the Nexus. He won't lose the Nexus now that he's distracted the Locust, but he's got to pull the probes. Okay, a little bit late in the probe pool, but the Nexus will not go down. Shield batteries first, and then double Phoenix. Chronoing Phoenix is actually a great way to help out, too, while you build a ground army to take out these Nidus Worms, because there are going to be multiple ones, as we can see off to the right side. It looks like Jesse is thinking more about maybe... I don't know, something with a Robo. Could be anything, to be honest. I don't know what's going through his head right now. Immortals aren't that helpful. A Colossus has some use, but only in higher numbers. And I don't think you can get to like 3 or 4 while you're under siege on 2 bases like this. So I'm quite scared for how Jesse is reacting to this so far. But he is trying to keep a level head, it looks like. He's not pulling his probes away, but trying to make sure he has enough production, continuing his upgrades, getting Blink right now. There's a lot of things going wrong, though, and it's not just the fact that he's already taking damage from Locust. It's how many things he's investing into is just kind of taking away from a potential army. You know, it only helps so much if you have the upgrades, if you don't have an army with those upgrades, you know? So 5 Adepts, not that much, and more probes just went down. The pool's not as fast as they could or should be, and it is an Immortal coming out here, which it's just not very helpful against Locusts. Oh, Jesse has been completely caught off guard. Just no idea how to deal with this, and I don't blame him. It's not too often used. And, of course, he went into this matchup thinking that it was versus Terran, so he was already kind of thrown off. Blink Stalkers are not going to help him here. He was probably thinking about chasing down the Swarm Hosts. Unfortunately, that's not how this would really work. He should have just fully committed to Stargate with gateways to add in regular Adepts. He's already getting Resident Glaives, so I can't fault him for that. But yeah, finish Resident Glaives and then just commit more to Phoenixes, I think. It's also unfortunate. He never would have gotten to 3rd base on this map. Had he tried, it would have been really easy for Rifkin to send a couple of units to grab it, unlike some other maps where you get a bit safer bases, like Violet Square, basically. Another Night Storm goes right into the main base as Jesse kind of desperately pulls all of his army to counterattack, hoping to bring Swarm Host back to Rifkin's side of the map. But Rifkin, the problem here is that even if Rifkin lost all of his drones, he's only on 27, but he's successfully cut all the probes down. Swarm Hosts are just time-based. Their Locusts are free. There's nothing to actually stop him from winning this game, except maybe, like, just moving with Swarm Hosts into an army that's waiting for him. That's the only way he would lose his army. Jesse is very desperate here. Stasis Trap went down on a couple of Broodlings, I guess. That's something. A Warp Prism was made, so Jesse can warp in once more. He chooses an Adept. He has saved a lot of his probes. Where did they go? Oh, actually, they're just right there. They're not going to live for very long, however. They are scouting, kind of. A lot of Queens came back with a lot of Transfuses, but an Immortal here. This is where the Immortal would help out the most. Pack a punch against the Queens. Nidus Swarm Micro could definitely come into play, similar to the Warp Prism Micro we're going to see from Jesse. It's not about this army, though. I mean, I could really hype this up and be like, can the Queens hold against the Adepts? But it's about these Swarm Hosts that are now returning after Rifkin has just conquered Jesse's main base. Salt in the wound there. Locusts do pop from 1 or 2 of these Swarm Hosts, but that is enough damage to successfully grab this game. He needs to drop one of those Adepts to pick up the Immortal! Oh, that was pretty late. The probes have been pulled across the map, and Jesse is just going to tap out. GG, Rifkin takes game number 1. Very wonky build there. It requires actually a lot of knowledge, just straight up, to how to defend it. You know, there's always a trick to defending against any all-in. Your macro and your micro and your knowledge of the build can be pretty good. Like, you scouted it, that is to say. That can be pretty good. And you can still fail against it because you don't realize, like, to spread your bunkers apart, you don't realize that the repair is more important than the army I don't know, you don't realize that shield batteries are improperly, like something like that, right? There is a bit of technicality to any defense at all in this game. Technicality is not the right word. There's a bit of technical skill is a better way to put it. There you go. And I think there's a lot of technical skill against the 2-base Nidus Swarm hosts because it is new and it is just so weird to play against. And honestly, Swarm hosts are just really obnoxious. They're really annoying units. Someone says, literally, how do you defend that kind of attack? So, as I was saying in the game itself, I thought Jesse had an okay opener against it with Stargate. Okay, he's used this Catalyst. The problem is he went into too many other things. The shield batteries also should have been down prior to the Swarm host popping out in proximity of the probes so that you can pull them to the, you know, pull the probes away while regaining shields so they don't all die. And also other shield batteries to help protect the army that you're going to place there too. So you can stop the first 1 or 2 waves. Then, so far what we've seen, Phoenix usage is very important. So continue developing with your Stargate, going into Phoenixes. And then kill the Nidus Worm. Don't let them do the hopping back left and right. They are going to leave one of those Nidus Worms a little more defenseless than the other. And that's when your growing ground army of like 7, 8, 10 adepts can go and kill it and kind of help you relocate. They both are ready to go. It is going to be Catalyst, and he's playing Zerg again. So this is a decision to play Zerg, not play random. Oh, at the last second, change to Terran. What a trickster. In the top left, as the pink Terran, it is Rifkin. And the bottom right, as the blue Protoss, it is Jesse. And of course, I like it. He probably just clicked the top right. If you don't know this, if you're brand new to StarCraft in your own games, I'm an observer, obviously. If you have your own game going, click in the top right and it'll show you your opponent's race. It doesn't help you if the person was random, but Rifkin just swapped the last second. Jesse has also been pylon scouting, so he's always been safe against these types of shenanigans, as Protoss has a bit more of a consolidated opener versus like all races nowadays. Well, I can't even say that, actually. PvP is 2-gate opener. PvZ, sometimes you want to wall out here. I mean, Protoss really does have the worst end of it if they're facing a random player. That's not really changed. But I think there's an easier time than there wasn't like Wings of Liberty, for instance, where you either forge fast expand or die. And if you forge fast expand against a Terran, you are actually dead. But anyways, so he scouts. He knows it's Terran. He's going to prep against Terran. What does he have in store here? This is probably the race that Jesse was playing against to prepare for this, right? He's probably kind of honing a build that he really likes, knows where to abuse the matchup, and we should see a more comfortable Jesse in this game here. Good smack talk along with some advertising for Ting. Well done, well done. Third match if can place toss. Maybe. Maybe. Usually not a reason to chase this probe, but he's gonna. Jesse is, there's one thing to depend Jesse on not doing, and that is abusing his race in terms of supreme cheese. I would not have expected, never have expected, if I was playing, Jesse to go for that 3-minute Oracle that people on ladder have been abusing. I mean, I think he's going to go Stalkers and all that, you know, definitely use the tools given to him by Blizzard in this current patch, but he's not really a cheeser, not like Rifkin's known to be. Rifkin did go for a command center. Scouting where the factory was going to go is pretty important. And the factory isn't placed in his main base, nothing suspicious there. I think a couple minerals, because usually you put on a second gas geyser at this point. In fact, I wonder... Yeah, his gas geyser is a little late, but he didn't make a Reaper, so it maybe is okay. In fact, he hasn't made a reactor either, so he has enough gas to start a starport, when usually you wouldn't. SCV is going to be proxying that starport by the looks of things. There you go. Now, what is the proxy going to be for? I would say typically, you know, Banshees from Rifkin. Liberator is okay to proxy as well, but obviously not like too ideal. Like really hiding the Banshees plus the proximity of it is what's really deadly about a proxy starport. And the Adept's going to get to the natural base. It should never get into the main and see the lack of starport. And honestly, I'm not even sure Jesse would realize. It's really hard in your own games, even pro gamers, I think, to realize like something is missing. If something is literally there, well, that's easy, right? You see the tech lab on the starport, right? But if it's just simply missing, you might not even realize. You might just assume you didn't scout it. You know, it's over here or something like that. And Rifkin is almost allowing him, like really playing with fire here, to get into that main base, but with only a couple of Marines for protection, that Adept just took out the natural. That starport's done. It's going to be a Viking? Why? I don't know about this. The Viking against a Mothership Core used to be a cool move, but a Viking just landed because it has extra bonus versus, what is it, mechanical? I don't know if that's any good. I don't feel like that's not... I don't know. So brings up battlecruisers. This could have led to battlecruisers. I still expected to start with a Banshee though, so I'm quite confused. You know, I was talking a lot about what Jesse was scouting. Rifkin has minimal scouting himself, so it is actually not Stargate, not Twilight Council super fast. It was more dedication on the Robo. Anything else? I was wondering about that Reaper. It seemed off, but it didn't actually affect his build. He is still banking enough, so probably just ignore it. Another Viking is on the way. Now, if he banks a lot of Vikings and lands them on the main, he could kill the Nexus. Because Jesse will not... If he's playing this game correctly, he won't even want to be in his main base, you know? He'll want to be defending his natural, or he's growing third, or even going out on the map. But there is a chance that Jesse's a good player. He's like Diamond, right? He's solid, but he's not Grandmaster. He might just stay in his natural / main. More scared of Rifkin than sometimes he has to be, but in this case, totally appropriate. Because there's two things about Rifkin's play as a Terran player. I brought up cheese and mech, but I guess it's really a third thing. Is that sometimes he does just play extreme greed, and playing overly defensive actually kills you. And it's really annoying. But now we have an observer getting in here, seeing a lack of starport, but does Jesse actually realize that? That is up to... that we wouldn't know. It's up to interpretation, whatever you guys want to think, but I don't think he knows. This Nexus would not see the starport. A growing building, a building. Just repetitive to say that. Just doesn't show that much. The Viking count has grown to 4. That's not enough to kill the Nexus. If he had waited till like 8 or 10, that could have killed the Nexus, but it is some decent probe harassment, and he's going to want Vikings later on in the game anyways. But speaking of harassment, we did have Adepts in the main. A Widow Mine was burrowed in case there was an Oracle or a Flying Warp Prism, which it did hit the Warp Prism, but it actually splashed a couple of the SCVs in the process, making the SCV kills a lot easier. So really, this has evened up quite a bit, and if the Stalker is microed, Jesse will even win out on this. But Jesse is microing perhaps too much on the other side of the map. That Disruptor dies for getting a shot. He needs to pull back the rest of his army. He really took a long time to realize what was harassing him. Now realizes it's a Viking. Hit squad. Has a Liberator sieging up as well, but just needs to warp in a couple more Stalkers and he should be fine. That third base is already on the, like, it's almost done, so that actually puts him in an okay position, but he needs to continue pulling the probes. Harassment to harassment. Rifkin, though, has triple Mule, and that's what's very dangerous about this. He's gonna win out in the macro game if Jesse doesn't prepare and react faster. And we have a third factory on the way. Oh, this is actually stalled out. Just kidding, that's the second factory. Thor is on the way. It's always interesting to see Thors, isn't it? I don't quite know how Rifkin will want to play mech versus Protoss, to be honest. Still a question mark to me, but we'll see what his plans are with the Thor. So, mech still falls off against Protoss like it did before, but there are many more tools to the mech player nowadays that make it a little bit better. Of course, you have the Starport that can make Ravens that have new tools, but I'll talk about that if we get there. We might never get there with the Starport being proxied. But as far as factories, we have, for instance, Smart Service on the way that helps basically instantly transform Hellbats to Hellions and vice versa. Thors to single target and splash mode, and Vikings landing and lifting up. It makes it almost instant. It's really even comical. This is surprisingly helpful. It sounds like sort of like a quality of life upgrade, but it's more than that, really. The Vikings being able to help harass is one thing, as we just saw, but it also helps them, you know, potentially take those last few engagements. 10 Vikings useless in the air, great on the ground, but they take a long time. Not anymore. He can now adjust if he doesn't see what Jesse's doing at the last second, realizes like, oh shit, it's a bunch of carriers. He can adjust the Thor a lot faster. And the Hellions, Hellbats, can harass, transform into battle units, transform into harassment units, transform into battle units. They'll take down buildings in Hellbat mode. So killed a critter. So they are surprisingly helpful. What the fuck was that? Oh, that was the Warp Prism going over there. Nicely placed Widow Mine. But anyway, so the fast servos is really good use. But spending more on my mech can sometimes be good. Cyclones have gotten an upgrade against air as well. So their anti-air already got an upgrade as baseline. You know, they attack faster with the first 12 shots. You can get an upgrade beyond that attacks even faster with the first 12 shots. So it's really extreme upfront damage. That can help if your opponent is going into Sky Toss, but Jesse does not have any plans to do that. Rifkin hasn't scouted since the Viking harassment, so that, you know, he sees that it's ground army that could have changed. It hasn't, as we know. And Jesse might regret that. It does seem Sky Toss is still the best way to go, because carriers just, they scale so much better than even 20 or 30 Cyclones do. You know, you get 6 carriers, and the Cyclones actually can't kill them without the help of something else. Thor's, Widow Mines, something else. If you guys want to see someone really good use mech, TY has been streaming lately using mech against Protoss. That's been pretty fun to watch. Gumiho had a couple builds as well. I've been doing it, Nate's been doing it, you know, on the lesser pro side of things. Mech might be making a really big resurgence in this matchup. Unfortunately, from what I've found, you know, in the non-professional leagues, is that the biggest benefit to going mech is not if it's really that good or anything. Oh, some pro barbecue going down. It's that Protosses don't know how to defend against it. They actually just, they look and they see mech and they go Kuei, and then they just like spill spaghetti all over their keyboard. So I'm worried that Jesse doesn't know how to deal with mech, but this should have been something that he was specifically preparing for, because Rifkin always does something like this. That is a very oddly placed Templar Archives, tell you what. "13 probes died. How many in total? 43 probes have died. Only 16 SCVs have died, and Rifkin is now on extra command centers. He's looking pretty great in this game. Jesse's just taking too much harassment. No shield batteries in place for his probes. He's always like a little bit off center, so that when he pulls his probes away, of course, they're going to take the full amount of damage. His upgrades run as fast as they could have been either. We've seen a lot of Protosses, even against mech players, right, get those really fast upgrades with Chrono Boost, and Jesse, supply block, not using his Chrono Boost, is missing a lot of solid fundamentals right here, which is really affecting his game. He is starting to maneuver around the map, and that's a bit better. He needs to deny Rifkin these easy 4th and 5ths to have any chance in this game. He attempts to deny a Hellion run by, and these Hellions do not have blue flame, something I'm surprised Rifkin hasn't bothered with. These disruptor shots have not been doing much, and he needs to be careful about doing that versus his own probes. Blink Storm is done. But I don't know, we haven't seen any Archons quite yet. Hellbats, no Cyclones, and Hellions. You can see that transformation is basically instant over here. Take out the shield battery. Don't do too much else, but Jesse needs this constant mining. He needs to actually get a 4th base up and running, and a 5th. He needs to deny Rifkin's 4th and 5th, and he's not doing any of that. He might be dealing with the temporary here and now issues, but he's not expanding on the macro game, and that's a big problem for him. He needs to be reinforcing faster than the mech player. Mech becomes the Protoss of this matchup when it's played like this. The Protoss is supposed to be able to remax faster with faster upgrades, even a tech swap, really. They become almost like a Zerg against a mech player. And Jesse isn't preparing for any of that. Now we have Rifkin getting Blue Flame as well as the Cyclone upgrade. The Cyclone upgrade, as I said, basically just makes the upfront damage better. than it already was buffed. You will see it in action with the Cyclones. Maybe there's no air to shoot, but maybe like a Warp Prism or something. You can know you'll know upgrade is done when they have headlights, and it's a questionable upgrade graphical thing, but that's what happens. There you go, headlights. They're red. Red headlights. A couple medevacs picking up a couple of Hellbats, and they can transform into Hellions at a moment's notice, never forget. This is going to be nice and juicy to hit this 4th base when the probes transfer. I tell you what, Jesse is also lacking some map coverage. He should have been building at least 4 or 5 observers to send around the map. He built 1, and then I think he lost it. Okay, he built 2. If Jesse swapped shares with Neeb right now, Neeb would probably still be able to win from this position, but only Neeb. Hellbat drops on the 4th base, not too helpful. Feedbacks were an okay idea, but not too helpful. Luckily for Jesse, Rifkin's not dropping on top of the probes or transforming, so not too much probe damage. Oh, never mind. Hellions at that 4th base, no shield battery, no cannons. Jesse is in a world of trouble, losing so much economy from this. Not able to transfer to his 4th base either, down to 34 probes. Jesse is spending most of his money remaking probes. Nice micro from Rifkin right there. The disruptor pops off on the first thing that its center gets in contact with, so that's how you micro these new disruptors. As I said, Hellbats can transform into building-killing machines instantly. Hellbats don't sound like something that can kill a building, but when there's that many of them, hell yeah. Then you get a Pansy G for the Twitch Prime sub. This is going on. I feel really bad for Jesse, guys. Rifkin has been getting maxed the entire time. Jesse has been struggling to rebuild his probes, and while he does have a bank, it's not a good bank. It's not one that he's accrued with 70 probes and 5 bases. It's a bad bank. It means that he hasn't been warping in as much as he should be, because he's been dealing with so much. And now we have Rifkin transitioning into starports, which maybe we'll see the Raven upgrade. I doubt it. This is not going to be a good fight for him. The receptors are just, oh my god, getting obliterated. Jesse's not even paying attention to the army. He was paying attention over here. There was a planetary, just a little quick SCV pool, and Jesse just gave away 50 armies worth of supply, doing absolutely nothing, not even sending the disruptor balls out. Very questionable engagement, even if that was going to be microed. Jesse is super feeling the frustration of playing against Rifkin. I can tell you that for sure. Is going to barely grab this command center, but lose quite a few stalkers for it. Just in still range of the tanks, and Cyclones having decent enough damage. The upgrades have at least been caught up a little bit, but Rifkin's already on his way to +3. Jesse is dead. There's actually no way around it. He never got the ball rolling in his favor. He never took advantages of the lull periods that Rifkin gave him, and has taken way too much economic damage. 70 probes now killed overall. Jesse also questionable composition to do against mech. A lot of things going wrong for Jesse in this game, but Rifkin playing a different style, one that Jesse's still not very comfortable with, and I don't blame him. It's just a weird thing to play against. But Rifkin's also definitely, if you're going to give him credits for something about his StarCraft play, whether it's his weird builds or his cheese, sure, give him that. But I'd also say that his micro and harassment's pretty on point. His macro significantly falls behind, as you can see with the money here, but he's good at the other stuff. He's really good at Hellion harassment. Why does he just build 5 CCs? He doesn't really need to. I mean, you know, the first rule of StarCraft is to spend your money, but you're lazy, and you know you're winning, right? So you get a little complacent. That was a fairly successful trade of the Cyclones. Score for Jesse, but Jesse has no idea that these battlecruisers are on the way. He has not scouted in a very long time. The last he saw, there was a factory still lined up. So battlecruisers will have no answer other than stalkers, and I don't know if stalkers are that good. This is the game they're going to find out, I suppose. Jesse has found himself in a terrible spot, losing so much economy, really down to 1 base mining here, as this base is just not mining at all. But Rifkin is taking a long time. Battlecruisers are very slow to make, and he's thinking pure battlecruiser right now. If Jesse had the economy, this could have been a deadly situation for Rifkin. You know, if this was suddenly Neeb playing, Neeb hits at the perfect critical moment as the transition starts, and Rifkin just doesn't have enough on the ground. And that's when you can say, well, your macro is bad. You know, you should have done better. But because Jesse doesn't have any supply to do that, because of the lack of economy this entire game, there's no timing to hit. Rifkin will successfully get to battlecruisers and win this game. What is their APM? You can see in the bottom right. They're on 150. Rifkin's actually preparing an attack with his ground army. This is an army that Jesse could probably take on. You gotta consider that it's 30 supply up, but it's missing a lot of supply of battlecruisers. But Jesse was out of position, didn't catch it before it was sieged, and now is gonna lose a significant chunk of units before we can take it out. Also not the best control as he blinks backward, accidentally running into that. Surprisingly, Disruptor's getting shots off when they really shouldn't, but the tanks were preoccupied. And now with battlecruisers being available, warping in every which way, this looks like it's going to be the death of Jesse. Never gonna win against Rifkin, it seems. Never gonna happen. He has lost to this guy twice, maybe 3 times now? You can't blame Jesse. Rifkin plays a really weird style. He beats a lot of players that otherwise are very good, but just gets so thrown off. This is the last hurrah, and while he does clean up the ground army, he's lost all of the stalkers, and the Liberator's gonna take everything else out. That's gonna be game. GG, a 2-0 for Rifkin. Well played. Some updates about the actual finals are going to be happening after this. Call again. I don't know what's happening right now. But to remind everyone who just witnessed that glory, we are going to have a PvP finals following this up. Best of 9 between DNS and Neeb. Exclude you from ads, we do not. Well, Rifkin's calling me. Hello.
Oh.
Are we gonna get Jesse back in here?
Yeah, I got. Sorry, I'll call the other group then. My bad.
Okay. Snipe Hunt, thank you for the 44-month resub. There we go.
What is up, buddy?
Hello.
Gotta turn my camera on. I forgot.
Was that enjoyable to watch?
I'm not gonna be that guy who won, but I actually sat there like panicking so much. Like, you remember in game when I typed like, I hope you didn't see that zombie grub?
Why?
I actually, well, for Jesse who didn't see it, I accidentally double-clicked my whole mineral line and pulled them off to repair one fucking Viking, so I lost all my...
that was what you were apologizing for. Like, I was right over your SCVs when that happened.
Yeah, I was like, don't look at me!
You were so embarrassed by it, though. I was like, wait, was that the thing he was talking about, or did he, like, kill a critter somewhere?
That multitasking. Someday I'll build cannons in every mineral line, because every time I play you, all you do is throw Hellions everywhere and demolish everything.
I actually sat there like, so this, I will give you guys some real time. I was cocky, confident, all that during the smack talk, right? But I was actually talking to the zombie group about this last night, and I'm like, man, I'm actually like, I don't know why I'm anxious about losing. Like, I actually feel anxious about not knowing how to play the game, right? Chat's like, apparently I have to prepare it. They all went to gas, rip. So the logic really was, you're like, you would honestly, I think, like, if I played a normal game and I played bio and I played the way everyone else does, I think I would actually lose to you. So my whole goal was play off meta, play not standard, and just hope that that trips you up. Because I've tripped up people that are way better than me doing just dumb things. So
man, it works so well. Like, yeah, I honestly feel like I just play really standard. Like, I just try and, expo game a third. I try and
is that Cosmo?
It is, yeah. I just try and do a bit of harass to get to the later game. But I saw, like, normally I go Colossus, but you had those early Vikings because you proxied it. So I'm like, I guess I'll go Disruptors.
Yeah, did you like the Vikings? I just thought I'd try something new with that.
Yeah, oh my god. And then, okay, you had the Vikings in the main, and I thought I brought my whole army to the main, and then I was dealing with across the map, and I look back, and my units weren't there. And I don't know, I guess I missed the rally or something, but I thought I had cleaned those up, and then you were still in my main wrecking, but that was a lot of fun. I hope it was fun to cast, Jess. I don't know.
She's like, I don't understand. Why is Rifkin doing these things? Because Rifkin doesn't know how to fucking play. Like,
no, you always assume that I'm just going to be like, well, he's doing everything wrong. I'll call out like specific inaccuracies in your build in the early game, but then I'll explain like your entire game plan after because I know your game plan.
So you're a kind person.
I was a little confused by your early Thor, but I knew what you were going to do eventually. So
that Thor was a mistake.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
And I got Storm. I should have just went all Archons. Like, it didn't make any sense. I saw you have, like, bio at the beginning, so I was confused, and I don't know. You were just trying to defend an Oracle, were you? Or what was
well, I was just trying to get 3 Marines for your Adept. But real quick, guys, I don't want to spend forever to recap stuff here with Jesse. I would love to obviously talk with him more. I'm going to use this to actually announce something really cool we have coming up, because you'll see Jesse back on the channel next month. Right now, I'm not going to announce who else is playing yet, but December 10th, we're actually having a sponsor tournament. And I know, wait, our tournament sponsored? No, we're having like representatives from various sponsors that we've worked with compete in an 8-man invitational challenge. Although it's more like a 7-man and 1-woman challenge. Should give you guys a hint to who one of the invites are, but yeah. So Jesse's going to be playing again in that. I look forward to it. What's great about it is all of the people playing are around the same level, like diamond and below type thing, and yeah. Thanks. I love I'm going to be so genuine and sincere when I say this. I love that you play StarCraft, man. So many people we've worked with through the years, they just like, okay, we don't really care about the game. Just get us the numbers, and it's not like a relationship. But with you, I know you're passionate about the game. You like developed a gaming department at TING just so you could sponsor Neve in tournaments. Like, I love working with you, Jesse. You're the best, man.
Yeah, I honestly feel like it's just it's really fun for me too, right? If you're a big fan of StarCraft and then you get to like play in these show matches and sponsor these tournaments and sponsor Neve, it makes my job fun, which is really awesome because I know not everyone gets to do something like that. So yeah, thanks to you guys for letting me come here and play. This is awesome. And got my ass kicked again, but maybe next time it'll go better. Next time I play you, I'm honestly building like 3 cannons in every middle line and just like massing carriers.
You should have done. If you wanted to trigger me, just make shield batteries. Oh my god, I hate shield batteries. I don't know if you saw at the end. I couldn't actually kill your probes with my battlecruiser.
I know.
The shield battery is so good. I had a blue flame hellion and a battlecruiser, and I couldn't kill a probe.
3 in like every middle line at the beginning would probably be pretty good too.
Oh, real talk. Shield batteries, they're great for that, though. Like, in pro play, we're seeing it more and more. Like, I think people are starting to get on that bandwagon. Like, you put 1 shield battery in your mineral line, suddenly, like, impacts mutas can't harass you. It's really cool seeing everyone kind of adjust to it now. But nobody picked this up in, like, the right away. Except for maybe Zest. I think Zest got on this hype training for the shield battery pretty quick.
The only difference is that the pros get their units there in time, like, before the shield batteries have exhausted all their energy, but I don't. So everything still dies. So...
Yeah.
So, Jesse, before we go to the finals here, I know you're cheering for Neeb. Can we get a score prediction?
I'm going to say, I will say 4-1 Neeb. Or no, it's best of 9, isn't it? So
best of 9, yeah.
Yeah, best of 9.
So he could go 4-0, but then he'd have to also go 5-0 afterwards. Like.
Yeah. No, I'm going to say 5-2. I think 5-2 Neeb.
Okay.
But I hope it goes, I actually hope it goes the distance. I think DNS is definitely improving. I've been, seeing a lot more of him lately play. And I haven't seen much of his PvP, though, so we'll see.
Cool. Well, any final words before we send off to a break and get this best of 9 started?
I just want to say thanks to everyone for watching. I love these tournaments, and I'm glad you guys do, too. Thanks to you two for casting and everything you guys do for StarCraft and Ting. And, Thanks so much. Check out bttv.ting.com and get $24 off for Bill if you're interested. Give me a shout in Twitch chat if you have any questions, or just tweet at Ting for the win. And remember, like I said before, if you're a current Ting customer and you want a chance to win $20 off your bill, just tweet about the Ting Open. So you don't need to use a specific hashtag. Just, make sure that we're mentioned in it. And then tomorrow when I get back in the office, I'll pick 5 winners and I'll message you, and then we'll get you hooked up. So definitely talk about that as well.
Also, don't forget about the 4 subs you got to gift in chat, buddy.
You're right. Okay, cool. I will do that. Actually, I'm going to try and see if I can do that right now. I have never gifted subs, but I should be able to do it. So
yeah.
Okay.
So what you do is you just click on the user's name and you'll see a new option. Like, they have to be a not subscriber, obviously, and it'll say gift subscription. So
Cool.
if you guys want a sub from Jesse, type, I guess, hashtag
Yeah.
Team Jesse in chat. He'll pick someone from that. So hashtag
Sounds
Team
good.
Jesse in chat. We're going to go to break. We're going to get things
See you guys.
sorted up. We should see you guys in the finals. Be back soon.
Bye.